Well, man, thank you so much. Here now with Goats Manager Bobby Meachem, of course, former New York Yankee, a man who knows how to build a winning baseball team, because you took the Yard Goats to the playoffs for the first time ever last year. First of all, congratulations on that accomplishment.
Oh, thank you, Tim. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun to get to the playoffs and see all the fans show up and make a lot of noise. And hopefully we'll do a little better this year and go a little farther.
Yes, and yeah, here's hoping, right? Win some playoff games. Let's win the whole thing. But of course, it's not just about winning. It's also about trying to develop these young players, these young minds. I got to imagine they look up to you, having been a New York Yankee for so many years, and you've made that climb. You've walked that path. So how do you try to pass that knowledge along to them in a way that is sort of relatable?
Yeah, for me, it's just a point of trying to help them get better, right?
Yeah.
To teach them little by little how to get better, how to get to where they know that I've been, which is their dream since they were a little kid, get to the big leagues. And it's just about working hard every day. It's about showing everybody what you can do every single day to get better, to get to that level.
Do you find that there's some commonalities in what people are sort of missing out on a little bit? You know, if they're at 99% of what they need to be, where's that last 1% coming from?
To me, that last, comes from having belief in yourself, that faith that what you've done all day long to prepare that nobody's seen yet. Everybody, at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, when you're working hard, it's all of a sudden it shows up at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock and helps us win a ball game.
Yeah. Now, how much of being a minor league manager is about just helping with fundamentals versus managing personalities and learning how to get the best out of somebody mentally?
Yeah, it's more personalities. The fundamentals they've heard all their whole lives. Since they're 7, their dad, and then it's their coach, then it's their high school and college coach. They've heard about the fundamentals, but just the little nuances about how to get the greatness out of them, right? It's like everybody's good. They're all professionals. They're all getting paid. But how do you get the greatness out of them? And that's the key, is just what they know mentally pushes them over the top.
Yeah. Now, talk to me about your experiences. Do you remember what it was like when you got that first big call to say, I'm headed up to the major leagues? I think, were you in Columbus at the time?
Yes, I was with the Columbus team, and I was in Rochester, New York, and I was stopped by Johnny Oates, our manager. He goes, you can't go out there today to take infield. It's right after batting practice. He goes, can't. I'm like, wait a minute, I need to take infield. And he's like, no, you're not taking infield. You're going to New York tomorrow.
Yes.
So that was awesome. It was one of those moments you're like, oh my gosh, I finally did it. So it was a blessing to be able to play up there in the big leagues, especially for the Yankees.
Was he just trying to pull one over on you to make it sound like you were in trouble, like you were about to get cut?
It sounded like it to me, right? I was like, I can't. What do you mean I can't? But it was, like I said, what a blessing to be able to be a major leaguer and just do it for the Yankees was just a little cherry on top.
Forgive me if this is a stupid question. Have you ever gotten to be on the other end of that and to be able to break the news to somebody, hey, you're headed up to the bigs?
Yeah, it was great. I got to manage in AAA with the Blue Jays for 3 years ago, and that's one of the funnest things. Ending last year, we had 7 guys. I got eventually from this team go up, so I got a couple of them that went straight from here to the major leagues to join the Rockies. It's fun.
Yeah. That is uncommon that a AA team has 7 guys go on up there, and that you're able to help deliver the news too. I imagine you would like to make it back to the big leagues as a manager someday, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great. That's the goal. I told these guys earlier, just yesterday. I told them, hey, all of us have the same goal, right? To get to the major leagues, to push everybody above us to be great. So if they're not great enough, we can take their place, right? So my goal is to get to the big leagues just like theirs, and hopefully one day it'll happen. I'll be able to manage up there.
Yeah. Can you self-reflect? What do you feel like you need to do better as a manager?
Oh, I need to understand what it takes to really deliver. I tell these guys, talk to them about winning all the time, and it's about winning baseball games in a way that kind of inspires everybody around you.
Yeah.
The players get themselves better, they get the people around them better, and that's what I need to learn how to do a little bit better.
I have one last question for you. I'm only saying this as a Red Sox fan, but I always was so entertained. I know. Lately, so entertained by George Steinbrenner's antics over the years. I can't imagine it was always easy having to work for that man, but do you have any sort of anecdotes, good or bad, or what it was like?
I got plenty of them, right? But the bottom line was George, he wanted to win. Yeah. And that's the key. The key for me was how do you get that out of somebody? You don't get it out of them by making them scared to lose. You get it out of them by making them inspired to do the things that take to win. So that's what I try to do with my players. That's what I learned from a lot of players that were with me in New York, and George Steinbrenner was a part of that also.
I can imagine. The man knows how to win. This man knows how to win too. He's done a great job here in Hartford, and hopefully he can bring the Yard Goats to the playoffs again this season. Again, starting at 7:10 tonight against the Somerset Patriots. Good luck, Mr. Meachem. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you, Tim.
A pleasure. All right, Symphony, let's send it back to you in the studio.